Get your headphones set up down here. I gotta get back to you.
Oh, right. Yeah, because then
Yeah.
I don't have to. Well, no, I don't need it because I'm using this.
Oh yeah, that's a nice microphone. Where'd you get that?
Some little birdie told me where he got his. Well, welcome back. We've done a lot of talking about movies, and as you'll realize, that's one of Chris and mine's favorite pastime ever since we were kids when his mom would take us to the theater because my parents didn't own a car. Yeah, so we talk a lot about movies, and some of the episodes that you've already watched, we got sidetracked and would talk more about movies. So what you're about to see in this episode is a compilation of those different episodes where we were talking about a film or might have been talking about our film, Where Is She? So intermixed stories that we just thought would make a great episode, and we hoped you would enjoy it. So have a listen and see what you think. Whether it be we're talking about a movie or because that was the other thing that filled a lot of our lives. Your mom took us
Oh
to
gosh, yeah.
countless movies,
And then
and
we started riding our bikes downtown.
exactly, and going to the Roxy or whatever it was called, Nickelodeon or whatever.
Nickelodeon back then.
Yeah, and I remember her taking the one. I remember her taking us to the most. I thought was the one where Barnes and Noble is now. That was like Cinema 5 or something like that. Or sorry, it's not where Barnes and Noble is. That was one of them. That was the first one that went away. We went to the one where Higher Ground is.
Oh yes, Merrill 6.
Merrill 6 or something like that.
Yep. Yep. We went to that one a lot.
Yeah, that one was the one I remember going to the most. But then there was one where Barnes and Noble is now, and that was one of the first to be gone. Showcase or something like that.
Yeah.
And there was one out on Shelburne Road that was at the other end of
Ethan Allen Cinemas, I think.
Yeah, no, Ethan Allen was out on North Ave. There was one at the end. I think it was like Century 1, 2, 3 or something like that. It was at the end of the Kmart shopping plaza. I remember because I remember standing in line to go see a Star Trek movie with my parents.
Yep.
And I remember, they just gutted that and made it a Hannaford's, and I often wanted to go in and see if they still had the seats and the theater in there because they hadn't used it for anything since it closed that I was aware.
No, because it sat there empty for years.
Oh my God, tens of years.
Yep.
Because that went out when we were kids.
That was one of the early ones to go out.
Yeah. I think the one where Barnes and Noble went out first, then that one, then Merrill's.
Because there was one in Essex too.
Jeez, I don't remember that.
Well, you know where Big Lots is?
Yep.
It was in there. It used to be a A&P supermarket, and there was a movie theater next to it.
Oh, geez, I don't think I ever went there. If I did, I don't remember it.
I remember going to see Empire Strikes Back with my cousins there because they lived in Essex, so.
All right.
We could walk we walked to that one.
Yep. But anyway, that's certainly was a major part of us, and that's why we grew up loving movies, and that's one of the things I think we'll be talking a lot about because we have such different tastes on movies. And I know one in particular not different tastes. We like the same kinds of movies, but there are certain movies. I think one that comes to mind is The Departed.
Oh yes,
you totally hated that or something. We totally disagree. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, that would be a good one
to debate and go over. I'll have to watch it again just to refresh my memory. But I watched it not too long ago. Kathy hadn't seen it, and I watched it with her. And
I haven't seen it since the first time I watched it, which was whenever it came out.
Right. And there's definitely some others that we kind of think differently about, and I think going to be a lot of our topics are going to be movies, not a Siskel and Ebert kind of rating, but just our take on it and how we interpreted the movie, and how we go back and forth with it and stuff. Because that's
you a big. Rate it in T's. How many T's do you give it?
Any T's? Why T? Oh, all right,
could talk.
She could talk.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm thinking golf. We play golf. I'm like, tease?
Stupid.
Why do we get golf? Stupid. So yeah, absolutely.
But see, now it just went out. I don't remember what it
We were
was.
talking about movies, but
Oh yeah, so it's amazing and funny though that you end up going into and making a movie, because I remember me and Ian actually made a movie in high school, and I was doing all the special effects for it.
Yeah, because you guys were big into. We were just watching on Netflix. It's Journey into the '80s movies of horror or something like that.
Yep.
Like a 4-hour. We watched about half of it. It was really good. It was interesting to see them go in and talk about them. But anyway, they talked about Fangoria, which I know you and Ian used to read all the time, because you guys were huge horror. And back then, I didn't do horror. Horror was not my cup of tea. And it's funny that now I've made a horror movie.
Yeah. It's hilarious though. My wife used to, at the time, was my girlfriend. She'd comment about our dorm room because it was covered in horror posters of all the different horror figures and stuff, and most of which came from the Fangoria magazine.
Yep.
But in the center of it, there was one girl picture, and the rest was all horror.
we still like girls, but we also like movies.
So
so
it's just funny. It's kind of come full circle almost. And
yeah,
now I build the sets for your movies.
Yeah, exactly. You build the sets and have helped with various other things, but you built the set for Where Is She? If we're name dropping, and
absolutely.
And I wasn't going to cross mix, but Zen and Chaos Studios. For those of you who know me, you know all about it. For those of you who don't, Zen and Chaos Studios, Where Is She? It's currently available on Amazon Prime. Done with the pitch. Halowitz. Yeah, exactly. This is my pitch. And actually, since we're talking about it, Amazon Prime, I've been watching the analytics that they give you and stuff, and
the breakdowns.
Yeah, they basically do two different analytics. One is minutes streamed. So it's kind of vague, could be, 1,000 people watching 1 minute, or something like that. So it's kind of vague, but there is a unique stream, and it's, I believe, which means by individual. So the last time I looked, I haven't looked today, which is interesting. I should pull that up real quick. But the last time I looked, we had about 800 plus unique streams. So to me, that says 800 people watched it, or, families or
wow, whatever. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if I'm reading that right. And the analytics of minutes was at 12,000 something. And so I was really impressed at that. Prime Video Direct right here. Let me pull that up. And of course, you're going to make me log in. Don't watch my password. So let's see what the magic rule is. Okay, so they show you by 7 days, 4 weeks, or 12 weeks. So if I look at the 4 weeks, because it's only been out about a month, I'm up to 16,851 minutes of viewing, and that's between the United States and UK. 2,000, almost 3,000 minutes streamed in the UK, and over 13,000 minutes streamed in the United States. And if I go to that unique streams, over 1,014 unique streams, 219 in the UK, 795 in the United States. So
that's awesome.
I don't know how to rate that, but the fact that it keeps going up is what I'm excited about, because that means more people are watching it. And so anyway, back to what we were really talking about outside of my pitch for people to watch my film. It was something we were all very proud of. I mean, everybody who has seen the film mentions your work in detail about our work, because you
I
helped
was
build
gonna
it.
say, because there's a
You
lot
built
of
it.
detail work that
Yeah,
you and Kathy
with the
and
set
Scott.
dressing and the lighting and everything like that all had something to do with it, but it all started with what you built, which came from a concept of what I was thinking, and you helped me practicalize it. This is not a word.
Make it a reality.
Made it a reality and a practical setup where
Right.
I wanted the stairs in the center originally to split the room. Well,
Right.
so 2-car garage is not a lot of room. So I put the stairs around the back or along the back, and that worked out so much better. And everyone who has watched the film has said, except for maybe that lady. Did you see that I got my first bad review?
I did not see it, but I did hear about it. It was actually kind of hysterical because who was it? Trisha was telling me, she's like, "Oh no, she went off on like every aspect of it."
Yeah. No, she did not let. And the funniest part about it is her name was Kathy, and
Yes.
oh yeah, it didn't go anywhere. It was slow. It was this, that, and the other thing, which is fine. I know not everybody's going to like the film.
Of course not.
Not
Everybody
everybody
has different tastes.
exactly, and it doesn't matter how good it is or how bad it is. Somebody's going to like it and somebody's going to hate it.
Oh yeah.
So I don't care. I was actually excited. I'd been waiting for that shoe to drop, as it were, because most of the people that had seen it that had commented were people I knew who. I felt their opinions were genuine, and in their taste and how they appreciated the film, and I didn't feel anybody was just doing it was great
lip service.
Yeah. I really felt everybody was genuine in their comments.
Yeah.
So, but everyone did not believe that set was in a 2-car garage. They literally thought that it was a part of. So that's a tribute to you. That's a tribute to everyone that helped with the lighting and
but it also too
set.
with your filming, your angles, your shots.
Yeah, using a wide angle lens really helped because otherwise you'd be seeing very tight shots and everything.
Right.
The wide angle was the only way to go. I mean, 90% of the movie was shot with a wide angle lens, and it didn't have that fisheye look, so you didn't get this weird, independent film. It's not. I'm not trying to make independent films, but experimental is what I was trying to say. A lot of experimental films will do something a little different than what's normal, or what's Hollywood, or what's doesn't have to be normal. There's no normal, but anyway, yes, I was really impressed at how people took to it and that they really felt they were in it, except for that Kathy. But no, I mean, again, I appreciated her comments because I felt like she wasn't trolling me, because I went and looked and she had other reviews for other movies she had seen, and she had reviewed them, whether she liked them and whatnot. So I felt she wasn't just getting on there to, it didn't appeal to her. And the other thing that I found out recently, that every once in a while I'll get a comment from someone who's, enjoyed the film, but said that the dark parts of the movie were too dark. Not too dark, but they just really couldn't tell what was going on. They could hear and they could, make out based on the dialogue or what was going on, but they were having a hard time seeing. Well, I think I finally figured out what it was, and it dawned on me. I forget what I was doing, but I'm like, So one of my friends who had watched it, I asked them, I said, well, we kind of went the TV route, and I said, because it could be a setting, it could be anything, and they obviously didn't have any problems with anything else they had watched, so obviously it wasn't that. And then it dawned on me, well, it's a horror movie. I color corrected it to be dark, so you're supposed to watch it in the dark without the lights on. That's the effect, the mood, whatever. I asked her if she watched it in the daytime or with the lights on. She's like, oh, I did watch it in the daytime. I wanted to get it out of the way, so when I went to bed, it was going to be out of my mind. I laughed, and I was like, so that's what I can tell. I can find out when I find out somebody said the parts were dark. Did you watch it with the light?
Try it at night.
Try it at night. Whole different movie. No, but I get
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Not everybody's. Actually, she was a horror fan. She said she loves horror fans, and I get it, or horror movies, and she, just wanted to get it out of the way, and so she wasn't having bad nightmares or anything like that. So anyway,
Right.
I just thought that was finally okay. Now I know what it is when somebody tells me that because if you watch it in the daylight, it's washed out. You can't tell the really dark parts. You can't really tell what's going on. And you need that dark atmosphere that sets it up, and with the eerie music and everything and stuff. So I can't thank you enough for helping me build that. And I know it's not a big deal to you, and there's all elements on it. No one person gets all the credit. I'm not giving you all the credit.
No, of course not.
The acting and the directing and the lighting and the sound, and oh my god, the sound. I don't even want to go into that. That was me. That was all my bad. I can't blame anybody for that. That was a lot of work to fix that, and I'm surprised that more people haven't commented on it. But outside of a few festivals, no one has directly mentioned the sound as being an issue, which it really isn't. But I know what's wrong with it, so it bothers me. But it's subtle and it's minor. I it's not a big deal, and the scoring and the music really help shape it. I'm trying to remember. We agreed on.
Actually, we agree on a lot of movies. Most of
them. We both didn't like Batman versus Superman.
Oh
God, we hate it. Yeah, I wasn't impressed at all.
I'm gonna go on my little rant. Ben Affleck should never be allowed under any kind of superhero. DC, Marvel, ever. People, when are you gonna learn?
I'm trying to remember. He was a Batman outside of Batman versus Superman, though, right?
No, well, he was Daredevil.
No, but I thought he played. I thought he played Batman in a different, like one of the regular Batman series, like
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I thought wasn't he one with Michael Keaton? Like Michael Keaton was the first one.
Keaton,
not the first one, but the first. Yeah.
You had George Clooney.
George Clooney. Yep, and wasn't.
What's his name? Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Yep, that was the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah. But no, pretty sure Ben Affleck was never Batman outside of these.
He was one of them. Yeah, and you know about the most recent one, right? Coming out.
Yes, with the freaking fairy.
Yep, from Twilight.
Yeah, sorry. Vampires don't sparkle in the daylight. They burn. And if they sparkle, they're a fairy. That's the difference between damn Twilight books. Don't get me see, you bring up some stuff I hate.
Yeah, getting you going, stoking the fire. Just tell you how you really feel.
I know, because I keep my feelings bottled up.
Yeah, that's you. What else? I think the other ones we might have differing opinions on, and it's not because one of us hated the movie and one of us liked it. You have a huge background in Marvel characters, so you understand the comic book side of it, where any Marvel movie I watch, I'm just along for the ride. I know the character. I appreciate the movie for what's being presented to me, but you're able to pick out the flaws in movie versus comic book character.
Well, and they're not necessarily flaws. They are differences for either cost, functionality, whatever it may be. They made certain decisions to change things from the comics, and that's why they call it the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. To distinguish that. Now they do they're awesome at it, but they do keep the heart of the characters the same.
I would think
they really don't twist them beyond recognition. They take the core and then just tweak it to make it work in the movies better. Where DC up until Wonder Woman was atrocious.
Right.
I really enjoyed Wonder Woman, other than but of course there's always stuff I pick apart, but the one thing about Wonder Woman I did not like was they did the whole, gathering up the team, which was like page right out of Captain America kind of thing. So where during the war.
Yes.
So that was the only negative thing I had to say about Wonder Woman. Other than that, I thought it was very good. Loved it. Suicide Squad.
I like Suicide Squad.
I mean, honestly, Harley Quinn, Robbie something, I think her name is.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, there you go. Margot Robbie did a fantastic job. In fact, I love Jared Leto's Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I thought those two was amazing. Actually, was the best part of Suicide Squad. Had you taken them out, forget it. Throw the movie away.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't think they had that big a part. I mean,
they don't.
She does. He doesn't.
Right. He has but again, so to speak, like Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
Mm.
Do you realize he's only on screen like 45 seconds or like a minute and 45 seconds or something?
Yeah, it's something crazy like that.
Yeah, but
well, think of the other movie that I think is similar is The Hangover. They're looking for Doug the whole time, and you see him in the beginning of the movie,
right?
But yet he's a character throughout the whole movie, even though you never see him.
Right, but that's a little different because nobody talks about Doug in The Hangover, right?
No,
nobody cares. Nobody cares. No, the characters do. I'm talking about people.
Oh,
that are discussing the movie.
Oh,
right. Well, nobody really cares about Doug. I mean, Doug could have died. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I'll be your Doug. I don't know. There was a pretty good line coming out of that. No, our Doug was a white. Get out of here with that shit.
Where Hannibal Lecter, I mean, that's all. I mean, he stole the movie with that limited time.
Right.
That's the biggest thing that came out of that movie. I mean, it was a fantastic movie. Loved it. A lot of people had great roles in the movie, but for someone that was on the screen so little, he just became, one of the quintessential villains.
Well, yeah, and then they ended up coming out with a new Joker movie and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Who I thought did a good job. I don't have to see it again. I enjoyed the film, but it was definitely a different take on the Joker. And I'm really curious at how they're going to do future films.
Well,
if they were even planning to.
Because you said you had watched it and you said, oh, it was good. Blah, blah. But, and I had asked you the questions about it because I haven't seen it and I probably never will.
Right.
But, we're talking about the heart of a comic book character and keeping that. The Joker was Batman's arch nemesis.
Right.
Right. And Batman in the comics and in most of the movies is a genius. Like, he's a very smart guy, right?
Exactly.
So the Joker, hence, has to be a pretty smart guy to stay ahead of Batman. And that's the way it was in the comics. And they go back and forth. It's kind of like the Lex Luthor Superman type thing. Right?
Yep.
And I had to ask you, because in the previews, they kind of make him seem like a simpleton. And
right.
So, how is a simpleton going to outwit the Batman?
Yeah, no, I definitely got that. And that's why I said I'm curious to see how they take it going forward. But they obviously haven't rumored about any sequels to the Joker. So, we'll see.
But yeah, I was so disappointed when in the, they didn't reprise Jared Leto as the Joker to come back, because he, like I said, I mean, I just loved him and how he portrayed the character. So yeah, and so then when Batman versus Superman, no, I did watch Batman versus Superman. Justice League, I did not watch. I tried to get up and leave out of Batman versus Superman. Now I'm a little odd. I mean, I was watching horror movies at like 10, 12 years old. So
Yeah, we.
well, yeah, yes, yes. But like even prior to that, like because my parents had HBO.
Right. My parents did too. Duh.
Yeah, but you were a good kid and didn't watch the shows you shouldn't.
Well, I didn't. Well, it's not that I shouldn't. I just didn't like scary movies back then, like I do now. I would feel traumatized by watching a scary movie and think I would have nightmares and stuff. So watching Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street 1 with you was probably, to my recollection, the first horror movie we watched together.
Yes. 13, 14, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that was, probably younger.
Maybe.
When did that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
When did that one come out?
But yeah, I can remember prior to that watching an HBO special on the most scariest serial killers in history.
Right.
So yeah.
Nightmare.
But yeah, so come up with the categories.
84.
I think we should keep it to.
But we were 12. You were probably 13.
Yep. So I was right. Again.
You're never going to hear me say that.
It's okay. I'll say it for you. It's okay.
You do plenty.
The movie Rudy.
Okay. What about Rudy? I don't think I've ever saw that.
Anyway, it's based on the real life of this kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like the one with Sandra Bullock and the football player.
Blindside.
Blindside.
Yeah, same kind of thing. To me, while those aren't documentaries, they are based on
true life stories.
For the most part, I'm sure.
They're kind of their own category.
Yeah.
Based on true story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kind of a documentary / that, because I would have trouble coming up with a. Well, I get no.
What category?
No, not the category, but a documentary. I mean, I guess.
Well, the only reason I say documentary is things like you probably heard of The Tiger King if you haven't watched it.
Haven't watched it.
Oh my god, it's like a guilty pleasure. You got to watch it because it's that bad that it's.
I know it's a train wreck. It's
it's a train wreck. It's a total train wreck. Yeah, it's a great mini series because it's not that long. It's not that many episodes. What was the other thing? Documentary.
But see, I've seen a lot of those, but they're not that kind.
Yep.
Like, I watched them again, mostly on serial killers. So, like, when Ted Bundy went through,
right,
a lot of that. There was one I watched on the H.H. Holmes. Yeah, H.H. Holmes, like considered, U.S. first serial killer.
Right.
And it's all just, it's really stuff like that as far as documentaries, and then there are some nature ones, but I'm trying to think. I don't really watch other types of documentaries.
As I said, they're not my forte. I don't watch documentaries as a general rule, but things like The Tiger King, I guess, I don't know if it's classified as a documentary, but the O.J. Simpson versus the People.
Yeah.
That was very well done. And obviously that's based on true story. And
that's why I say I kind of put those together.
Yep.
Even though depending on who's making it and this and that, there's creative licenses. The gist of it is still generally the same.
So basically, that was just outtakes,
more or less,
from conversations just slapped together in terms of just on our movie preferences, likes, scenes, things that stuck in our head, and remember this or that. And so, yeah, hopefully it was enjoyable, and see you on the next one.
So I thought it needed a little more explanation, but I didn't mean to go on that long. It's amazing how quickly it goes, especially when I don't like doing this.
You could have fooled me.